Welcome back to Mars. We are fully powered up again, thankfully, I think. At least here in a moment. We had a pretty big power outage because all of my lovely Stirling generators were down. So I decided to turn off, temporarily, I turned off my carbonate processors. Let's see how we do in the morning once all of our solar panels come online. Plus, the Stirling generators that I just repaired with our bunch of polymer. New trade offer, 50 metal for some polymer. I think I'll take that. We're still doing really good on metal. Of course, I really want to try to get our Wonder done whenever that finishes up. I think it's next in the queue, right? Yeah, Microfusion is still in the queue. And so that's going to be hopefully a pretty beneficial project. The problem is it's going to require 300 or 200 polymer, I think. Let me take a quick peek here. Mr. or Mrs. Artificial Sun. 300 polymer. Oh, what a beast. That's going to hurt. But I believe if we set polymer production like ham, we can go crazy with polymer production. We should be able to make that happen over the span of a couple sols. The metal will be quick, the concrete will be quick, especially since we've expanded our concrete network. I've got 2 more concrete extractors here being serviced by a bit of a random drone hub. Actually, I don't think we quite need... Well, to be fair, we actually might need a couple more because this is kind of like a big area. I'll leave them at 6. That's okay. RC Commander, why don't you head back home and, I don't know, just go stand by in the middle of the area in case I need to call upon your skills and services. Wonderful. We have Farming Dome over here is doing well. It's almost at 90% fertility for most of the farm. So that means that we're going to start rotating into the good stuff, so to speak, pretty soon. We're going to be going into the normal rotation of quinoa, corn. I'll probably do some seed crops and some fruit trees because that seems to be a really good balance. Those fruit trees are really lucrative. Look at that, 102. Most of our food at this point in the rotation will be from the fruit trees, which is crazy. It just takes a really long time to harvest. But if all of our farms are doing this kind of stuff, then it should balance out over time. And I was thinking about maybe establishing a precedent where I kind of have a fungal farm outside of every dome that's by itself. Now, obviously we've got the main domes here, but this is kind of where our major
Sector
importing
scanned.
and
Anomaly
exporting will
found.
go once I fix my, right now we're really low on food, I know that, but we're going to import some here in just a bit. But I'm wondering if maybe there shouldn't be a fungal farm here to just kind of help ease the burden of the delivery system, because we're delivering all of our food to this farm, or to this dome. So if we put down a fungal farm, that takes up how many people? 6 people, right? It's a single work shift of 6 people. We have a bunch of vacant work slots, but we also have a bunch of open homes here. People have not quite moved over to the metal dome yet. I could encourage geologists to come here too, by the way. I'll just do that. I won't exclude them from anywhere else. I'll just say, hey, you know what? If you're a geologist, come work here because we've got, I don't know, geologist toys or something. And then everyone will be helpless to ignore us and they will all come work for us over here. All right, let me go ahead and put down a couple more parts or dropping points. Do we have any passengers ready to come to Mars? Oh, we do have a lot more. Oh, wonderful. Then maybe if we have all these lovely people, what we'll do... What do we need a lot of right now? I mean, I'd love to have some replacement scientists. I don't really think I've got too many scientists these days. Look at that. Almost everyone in my Hawking Institute is a basic person. It's like one science person is leading an entire crew of just non-specialists. We can mix it up a bit. And honestly, at this point, how many houses do we have? We have 182 homes free. We need to get some people on Mars. Now, I say that, and I'm aware of the fact that we're really low on food. And what we're going to be trying to do soon is expanding over here to the west and basically put down a farming dome, another farming dome, and then a dome that's going to help get some rare metals and stuff like that. So we are actively trying to expand and prepare for that. What I think I did last episode, I do in fact have a drone hub. So the drone hub was going to the drone hub was going to get put down over about here. That's going to let me get this dome, and also put down another dome in the same general area. So one drone hub is going to service three domes, which is going to be lovely. What I'd like to do is grab my good RC Commander friend, if I can find him. There we go. You will build the drone hub. Now, I believe I'm probably just going to cycle these guys into our existing network because the line for everything is really close. Can I just go across here? I can't. It says uneven terrain. Can I just skip right through? Oh, I can. Lovely. So we'll do something like this. I'll try to have these kind of unobtrusively out of the way. And we'll connect you in with power as well. I'm not even sure if I'm going to connect these two domes. I don't really know if it's necessary because we're going to have a farming dome, and then we're going to have a mix of, I think we're going to do rare metals and something like science, maybe. It is going to be a lot of people working here for rare metals, so maybe this just becomes a rare metals dome in its own right. But that was my plan for this area. So these don't necessarily have to play together, right? They don't have to be right next to each other. But we will be doing more farming here. This is going to be another farming dome where we exclusively do the 6 dome structure as well as the spire. That gives us a bit of water reclamation, 70% recycled water. So that will be very, very wonderful once that's set up. Our rare metals over here will start to send goods home. Beyond that, obviously it's a ways away. So I'll put down a universal depot to start getting the goods. We'll say we want to stockpile about 10 of everything. And then that's going to take some time to get developed. I will probably, let's see, once my RC commander, I don't remember the area of effect, but I think if I do it here, that should include this section of pipe and power line, as well as the different domes, and as well as the drone hub. So we'll do that. That's going to, of course, eat into our power. However, we're making a ton of power again during the day because I've repaired all of our Stirling generators. So we're getting 100 excess power during the day. That's going to cut into it quite a bit. It is, medium domes are what, 15 or 30? 30 power. So we'll be losing 60 through the 2 medium domes here, and then whatever else we put down. But I really do need to prepare ahead of time for continued expansion. So I'm going to get that next farming dome ready to go. All right, while I'm talking about that, let's get some specialists into our ship. Let's do, obviously we don't have alcoholic, chronic conditions, coward, that's okay. Specializations, I think. Is this all we're filtering, or we could filter this? Scientists, geologists, and engineers would be amazing. Honestly. God, even botanists. Let's just get anyone who's a specialist of anything. Hell, bring them all. Bring them all, my friends. We'll apply this, and this should be including anyone who's in our specialization. So, I'm going to kick out a couple of folks who aren't specialists of anything. We have enough non-specialists here. I want to include some botanists, some engineers, just a couple of specialists across the board. We're really lacking, I think, these days in a dedicated specialist for the different fields because they've died off and they've not been replaced by the Martian University. We are, as always, precariously on the edge of starvation, it seems like, but we are, I just got another trade in from another colony, so hopefully we're kind of on the, positive side, maybe, I pray. We've got a lot of our crops just about to take over to the 90%, and then I will start to fill them out like I mentioned before. So those are doing much better. What are we doing up here? We're doing quinoa, corn, and seed crops.
We have a food shortage.
Fair enough.
Crop
Oh god, here comes
reported.
here comes the starvation. It really gets intense once you really start to have massive starvation. I think we're going to be okay because we do have a trade deal coming in for food. And I'd like to, as soon as I can get a shuttle back to Earth, which I think I just did, I believe I can go ahead and get a good amount of food on the way to Mars from Earth. So this should be more than enough to sustain us for a little bit. I hate to spend all that money on food, but, if we don't have any colonists, then the colony is kind of dead. So between the trade that we're doing right now for food and also the rocket that's coming in, I think we'll be okay. People will just be a little bit hungry for a moment. Although, to be fair, they've been dealing with that for a long time. We've got crazy amounts of... Oh, you bastard. Are you going to blow up the entire rocket? Oh, apparently it doesn't do anything to the rocket. Lovely. Well, welcome, my friends. Welcome, new colonists to Mars. I wonder if you're gonna... What do you do? Do you, just immediately go into this dome only, or do you kind of find your own way? So here's what I like to see. Ayun Chabra is a scientist. So what are they going to do? They're going to rest in these apartments. Now, in theory, they should... Actually, I have not kicked them out of here yet. So I really need to go... Do I actually have all of my apply the changes here? I need to make sure that we're not allowing any scientists in... Well, this is going to not have anything because it's a bunch of kids, but everywhere else should be excluding scientists from their population because all of my scientists should... Yeah, in fact, I do have some here and there. Oh, sorry. The retirement dome could be different. This is the last day's oasis, so the retirement dome may have seniors who had that specialty, but otherwise, I think I want to make sure any scientists, even those that want to have kids, are gone. Should we have only no specializations in here? That's a lot of botanists that we wouldn't be using somewhere else. And geologists. I'm kind of torn on that. I mean, anyone can have the babies, right? But we do always wind up having a pretty intense no specialization population. I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it alone. I want to make sure we are having kids. So we're going to say this is fine as it is. Curie Trigon, of course, is going to have... We have one scientist in our science dome. That's super sad. That means we have about, like, 7, 8 scientists overall. Not a whole ton of scientists right now. So you should be leaving your apartment here soon and getting kicked over to the new dome once you get a ride. Actually, I bet right there is your ride. In fact, that's so cool. They just get teleported and off they go. Alright, much better. We're about to get the full shuttle full of food. So this should, hopefully, resolve our food problems for the moment. We will have to kind of send them all around wherever needs to get food. But I believe with that food delivery plus another shuttle delivery of food that I've got with the trade.
Select a sector
oh, hey, wow.
to scan.
Are we like super... Well, we haven't done deep scanning everywhere yet, but we have actually gotten quite a bit of deep scanning completed. That's actually kind of cool. Have we finished the normal scanning? I think we actually have finished all of our normal scans. So everything left is going to be a deep scan. Cool. So I guess I will probably queue up the areas that are around our popular centers. I'd also like to maybe scan instead of those right away. Let's scan over here. I did mention I wanted to have some kind of a dome in that little plateau. Mostly because it has a lovely vista. And we can take a look at that. Well, our research is at 98%, by the way, so we are about to get our special wonder, the artificial sun, ready to be put down if we want to. I don't know, are we going to try to do this right away or not? We already have a good amount of polymers available.
Research
I'm a little
complete.
concerned that if I put this down, though, we're going to use up pretty much all of our polymers, and then I'm going to be sitting there in desperate need of polymers for a while. But I think it might be a good idea to free up if we were able to free up all these engineers, all those engineers could go into all of our factories. So that's a lot of freed up labor. 24 on each fusion reactor. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of staff that we could free up through the use of one artificial sun. In terms of location now, the cool thing about this is that if I put this down, I could surround it with a bunch of solar panels, which would be awesome. However, the problem is there's so much in terms of materials that need to be delivered here. I'm not sure if that's going to be the smartest idea because we have to get a ton of materials delivered to this project. But at the same time, having this project farther away from our main hub of resources might mean that my polymers can continue to get delivered out where they need to be delivered to, instead of all being diverted for this particular project. So maybe, since this is kind of where some of our power items are, why don't we put down this right here? This is in range of our hub, one of our drone hubs. And what I could do down the road, and I've seen this done on someone else's playthrough, if we continue to need power, of course, which we will, we can pretty much completely surround this thing with drones, or sorry, with solar panels, which is actually really freaking cool if you think about it. So these solar panels would be working all day, every day, because the drone or the artificial sun gives off enough light in order to power solar panels. So that would turn our solar panels into nocturnal power producers as well as during the day. So I think that might not be a bad idea. We'll make the artificial sun first, and then we will go ahead and extend a line through here where, you know, our drones can actually get into the network, and then we'll go ahead and start building some solar panels around it. Once this is down, we'll be able to cut back on a lot of my existing power grid. We can actually kind of reduce the amount of Stirling generators we have, thereby freeing up a bunch of polymer. We'd also be able to cut down some of our larger solar panels. So again, everything is kind of cutting down on our overall maintenance, which would be amazing. So we shall wait for this to appear. We have need of concrete, metal, and polymer. So this is where this universal depot will start having materials delivered to it. Wonderful. I'll let that run for a while. It's probably going to surprise me, to be honest. I'm not going to see it get finished. I'll just one day suddenly show up and be like, oh god, we've got our artificial sun and 1,000 extra power. Oh, glory be the day. Right, so that is being started up. Everything over in the northeast corridor looks pretty smooth right now. How's our farms doing? We are finally at 90% in most of the farms. So I'm going to go through here and set our standard rotation. Although I think I'd like to change it. I'm going to change soybeans and a lot of these over to either fruit trees or seed crops. We still need seed crops, by the way. So that's something that I do absolutely need to get at some point, because we're going to need to continue to provide seeds for all of our farms and all of our forestation plants. So I think we're at 90% here. You just swapped over. I will probably do seed crops as the middle crop, because we're going to get a ton of corn. And as long as I kind of intersperse this with the occasional fruit tree, I think we'll be okay. We just need to really make sure we are doing seed crops every so often. Awesome. That's so exciting. We are looking really, really good. The farming community is finally up and running. I'd love to get more botanists in here. I could also work on getting all of this automated in order to free up... You bastards, you stole 2 of my rare resources, my rare metals. We could do automation in order to free up 2 workspaces, which over the long run would mean more botanists spread around into different work areas, right? Although it might create unemployment here. We already do have unemployment in some form. It would wind up being 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. 24 work slots there, plus the water reclamation system, plus our services. How many homes are available in this dome? 78. Honestly, that's more domes, or that's more housing than I really think we need right now. Why don't I do this? Let's go ahead and trash this living complex. Terribly sorry for those of you living here. Even with the metals extractor, that's still a lot of people. And I'm a little worried that we're going to get over... we're kind of over...
Anomaly analyzed.
Overburdened in this particular dome with people. In terms of, like, we don't have enough jobs for everyone in here. I could put down yet another farm, and I might, after we do the automation. Now, I've got a bunch of extra... Oh, I don't actually have any more extra electronics. Where did all my electronics go to? Shoot. Did I take people off of the priority of making electronics? Oh, God. We actually don't have anyone making electronics. I'm going to make this the priority for a bit and try to catch up a little bit on electronics. We're doing good in polymer. We're doing good in machine parts. We're doing good in polymer because we have so many trades coming for either concrete or for metal. We're okay on food right now. I think we're at 400 or so. So let's go back. Yeah, we could still go back to this trade here. Concrete for polymers is always a good deal. Metal Dome, you're doing pretty well. I think Metal Dome has actually been pretty stable. You guys have some sanity issues. Did we ever queue up? I think I wanted to do this. I wanted to queue up the... Oh, where did it go? It's this one right here. It's the rejuvenation treatment, which lets people get comfort from the infirmary and the medical center. So anything that helps people stay calm, be calm, I think I need to start focusing on. Home Collective increases the service comfort of the residential building. Residential building upgrade increases the service comfort by 10%. Home Collective. This might be kind of useful. It looks like it's an upgrade that you would have to apply in any of your living areas, but it seems like it would be really, really useful. Okay. Otherwise, we have things... I'm trying to think of what else is queued up that we really haven't touched for a while. Lowers the risk of colonists developing flaws after a sanity breakdown. That might not be a bad idea. I think people are having some breakdowns here and there. Although, of course, the goal is to make sure that they don't have them in the first place. What other items did we research? We got the... Geoscape Dome. A slice of Earth. This dome has high comfort and increases the sanity of its inhabitants on every soul. Oh, that's really cool. A slice of Earth on Mars. That's really neat. So I guess it has either its own atmosphere, or it's maybe... I can kind of see it in the picture there. Is that a mountainside? Or maybe it's just like a mural that's painted on the wall in the form of the, I guess it would be in the shell of a megadome, or maybe it's as big as a Capitol dome. I'm not sure. It's only, well, it is another 300 polymer, so that would be another mega project that would break the bank. Otherwise, we also have the birth rate of the dome, medical center upgrade, holographic scanner. That sounds great, because we actually need to have more of the babies. And the other thing I think I wanted was the network node. But you know what? Honestly, our research is rocking along so well right now that by the time I get that, it might not pay off as if I would have done it earlier in the game, right? Because we're going to be increasing the rate of research, but we're almost at the end of the tree, by and large. You know what's really annoying? I just sent my RC commander to go repair a drone, one of my RC explorers, and as soon as I moved him back here, this stupid tornado swept through and knocked him out of commission. I'm going to go ahead and send a resupply pod with another RC commander because we need to get this guy repaired. And I don't actually think there's any way to do that because I was trying to build a drone hub here and we don't have enough power for the drone hub. I guess I could build a drone hub here and chain them together, but that's okay. It wouldn't be bad to have two RC commanders, one that could respond to an emergency, oh god, and one that could kind of stay on task if we need it to. Look at that beautiful sight. Look how much food stacked up in our awesome storage area. Lovely. I'm so excited to have food, metal, and concrete. That's great. That's a sight that we don't often see here at the Tobal Colony of Death and Sadness. Have we been having tourists come through regularly? Did I enable this? Did I turn this back on or not? There's a mod here that I do have, which enables automated tourism. I don't know if I actually have this. I could go ahead and do automated tourism for a while. And it's basically this rocket will go back and forth from Mars to Earth and load up at any tourists who are coming or going from and to Mars. And so that should, in theory, generate a little bit extra money once it starts kicking. Because right now, we only have 2 people who are interested in tourism on Mars. So once we start bringing more tourists here and more come home, they'll tell their rich friends, and their rich friends will say, "Ooh, I want to go to Mars too." So that should start building up a little bit of money over time. What are you grumpy about? You don't have anywhere to drop your metals off at. You are controlled by a drone hub though, right? Oh, you only have 3 drones? Holy crap. I'll tell you what. Let me pull some drones from the big hub, since it's relatively low right now. I didn't realize that we had so few drones over here. Let's go ahead and hook up some drones to this drone hub. That should help with the burden of everything that's going on. Okay, there you go. You got a bunch of stockpiled metal that you'll take off and drop away. Okay, fair enough. You're doing pretty well otherwise. Did I want to put something in the center here? What was I planning on doing in the metal dome for the spire? We have... Where are my spires here? Archaeology, water reclamation, medical center. I mean, medical centers are actually really nice to have in that center spot. And I think they increase the comfort level overall. God, the comfort level here sucks. Are you guys grumpy about this or no? Your comfort is at a steady 45. Does this mean your comfort can never get above 45?
Resources are low.
It's 68, so somebody has a higher level comfort than others. New trade offer. This is polymer for concrete. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. Keep that up. I'm surprised. We're actually doing really well on this artificial sun construction. We're just waiting for things like concrete and metal and whatnot, but it is slowly but surely coming along. I imagine probably either in the next episode or the one after that, the artificial sun will be done. I can kind of decommission our lovely fusion reactors at that point. Here is our RC Commander replacement. Lovely. We also had an export back to Earth, which is going to be very helpful. All right, my new RC Commander, come fix the old RC Commander, please, and don't get hit by a damn meteor. I really don't need both of these things going down at once. Okay, I've got another batch of new colonists coming onto or into the dome here. So this was yet another attempt to try to fill up some of the open living spaces we have throughout the colony. Now, again, we are trying to... Hey, what got destroyed here? One of my moisture vaporators got completely nuked. That's fine. We'll clear it out instead of rebuilding it. God, what if... Can this artificial sun get destroyed if it gets hit head on? That makes me terrified. That makes me want to get that MDS system up and running as soon as possible. Why have you guys not fixed? Because you don't have any drones. Here, have some drones. Go fix something. You go fix this guy, and then all these other dudes will come to life. There we go. So I really need to focus on getting these different medium domes up and running. In fact, I think I'm going to do this one first because I believe this was going to be my next project for farming. Hey, toxic rains can now be expected. With the warming up and pumping of potent greenhouse gases comes natural precipitation rains. Initially, because of the gases, these rains will be toxic. They will harm any plant life struggling to survive and can degrade it even further. Can create toxic pools where nothing grows, okay? Maybe cleared up by drones. Pure rainfall, however, is greatly beneficial. Well, you don't say. Right, well, that's exciting. At least we're starting to get the atmosphere built up now. That's so cool. That might mean I might want to go ahead and turn off my open farm, since it was just kind of draining a little bit of power here and there. Is it cloudy? Is this a storm coming? Or is this nighttime? Okay, I think it's in the middle of the night, but still, I got really excited for a second. Let's send the Spirit of Man back home. How close are we to other terraforming objectives? We have sustainable grass and bushes. Now, we are researching the technology that's going to let us plant bushes. And bushes, from what I remember, said that when you plant bushes, you can get seeds from bushes. That will be a kind of a sustainable mix. However, we might have a little trouble with that if the toxic rains start killing everything. The clear water rains start at 40% atmosphere. Okay, are we losing any atmosphere yet? We are starting to lose a tiny bit of atmosphere. A little bit. We're getting 0.8 per sol. We're losing 0.05 per sol. That's not bad. Our production is way higher than the loss. I honestly think when this finishes, I'm going to throw down 2 more carbonate processors because we have a billion T waste rock. We're never going to run out of waste rock. And the only other consideration is power. So in theory, once we have 1,000 spare power here, we're going to be in really, really, really good shape. And we'll be able to kind of expand like crazy in terms of anything that really sucks down power. So where else are we, or where do we stand on the other terraforming areas, other than the carbonate processor, of course? Now, vegetation we're pretty far behind on, but I think the higher this it winds up getting exponentially better, right? It starts to exponentially increase as you start getting random wild blooms of vegetation. So I don't know when that kind of explosion occurs. By the way, what we've not checked in a long time is planetary anomalies. There still is one. We could still try to do things like the planetary, the import greenhouse gases thing. That's 2%. There are some better projects, I think, in the tree. For example, this is the mega satellites, which decreases the launch of atmosphere. Decreases the loss of atmosphere. Nuclear terraforming, melt the polar caps. Isn't that what that was Musk said? Elon Musk said that in one of his interviews. Like, well, we could basically just nuke Mars. And he was completely serious. If we nuke Mars, we nuke the polar ice caps, we could free up all of that, I guess, that polar ice water into the atmosphere. Lovely. This building has malfunctioned with electronics. We're a little bit lower on electronics again. So I tried to upgrade the electronics factory. Let's go ahead and open up a 3rd shift. I think we have the people for it now as well. We have a lot of free bodies in our different domes. In terms of the larger areas, you know what I was thinking long term? We have our birth dome, so to speak. We have our children's dome. By the way, the children's dome we're a little bit homeless here. I kind of neglected to look into this again. Let's go ahead and open up the 3rd shift in both. We have a dome that has a fracture. Oh god, the children's dome has a fracture in it.
Colonists have arrived.
Could someone please patch this dome so our children don't die a horrible death? Run! Run, you little demons! You're all really happy. That's actually kind of cool. They're all super, super happy. A lot of them are missing service building planes, so I guess they didn't either have time to play, or they're all full. It would make sense if they're all full. They can only have so many kids at a time. Let's throw down a couple more playgrounds here for my little tots of doom. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put down more nurseries since we seem to have a bit of a population problem here. So we'll just throw 3 down here, and I think when that's ready, I'll kill this apartment and put 3 more nurseries down. Right. We also might want to go back to limiting some of the birth rates. I'm going to turn off new leads alone and just see where we stand. Let's actually take a quick look at the graph to know what day I did this on. This is going to be on a Sol, what are we at, 203? We're on Sol 203. You can see right there that there's kind of an explosion in the amount of children, or the amount of population. Oh, sorry. That was actually, I bet that's from landing our new colonists here. So we are having a pretty steady growth every day. It's a lot of kids, though. So yeah, I do want to make sure that the little monsters are getting into the schools and into housing, and they're not sitting there starving to death. They're all fed, I think. Everyone's getting to the grocer. Yeah, at least they're happy. I mean, you had an unprepared meal. Okay, but they played in a playground. I wish my life could be like that. You know what? I had an unprepared meal. That's fine, but I played some video games, so I'm pretty happy with life. So, drone heavy load. This is a rare metal extract. You are one of our water extractors, but we're still surprisingly on top of our water extraction game. Are all of you amplified? You're not amplified. Let's amplify them kind of one at a time, so I don't have to worry about that. Split power grid. Crap. What did I do? Dome without life support. Hello? Where did my... Did my line get interrupted here somewhere? No. That's my power line. Oh, shoot. This is the connector. My bad. Let me go ahead and make a quick adjustment, since I seem to have screwed the pooch there. We have the room. Hey, you know what? You guys spread out so you don't get struck by the same damn meteor, please. Over here. And you're leaving over there. I'm going to throw down... Let's throw down a landing pad here.
Scanned.
Why not? I don't think it's going to hurt anything. You're ready to go home. You're one of our automated tourist things. So you're going to leave, apparently, in 3 more days. You're going to head back home. Kind of interesting. Even more polymers. I'm really kind of cranking in the polymers because we are in need of all of the alles der Polymern because of our artificial sun project. We only need 100 more polymer. Holy crap, this is going to happen. This is going to happen very, very soon, to be honest with you. That's amazing. All right, that's a leak that's going to get taken care of. I'm super excited. We've got the next farming dome coming up. Now, I don't really want to go ham in New Boston yet. I want to kind of stay on the cusp of six. Oh my god. That's it. We can retire. Oh, we had 666 colonists there for just a smidge. For just a second. We had the perfect number. God, we have 100 kids. We need to calm down on the baby making. We are a little bit overboard right now. Little demon spawns. What I was saying before, I think I got distracted by a shiny thing, which is not surprising. But in terms of this area here, we have our baby making, our kids dome. This was supposed to be a service dome. Or sorry, the tourist slash service dome. And I think if I continue to build mega domes, I would build a mega dome here, here. I might even kill the lake. That's a big project if I was going to kill the lake. But what we could try to do is instead of using this dome for service, we could use this mega dome for service and have, you know, New Leeds, New Boston, have 3 more domes on either side of this New Boston dome. And instead of using a smaller, medium-sized for the service industry, we would use this dome for service. Just tons of bars. We'll have some casinos here. We'll have all the entertainment in one spot, in addition to all the standard stuff in your normal dome. But that should help with any kind of problems where people say, hey, it was full, I couldn't get there, it was missing, or what have you. So by having a centralized large mega dome that's focused on service, that should let us expand with 3 more domes. Of course, that's very much in the future. That's end game, I think, at that point, because we're going to have just so much going on. I don't know, if we expand, we don't necessarily have to keep expanding. We could just stop our population right here at 666. Apparently some more people died. That's great. Look how many Earthborn. 613 Martian born. That's awesome. Martians have taken over the planet. Ooh, we're getting our first toxic rain. That's exciting. Let's take a look at what toxic rain does, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap the episode up. Low storage, yes, we know that. At least our food is okay. I hope it doesn't kill my food. Toxic rain disaster starting in 0 hours. Is this killing it slowly but surely? You know what's interesting? A couple of my friends and I have just started getting back into the game called Eco. And Eco is a multiplayer game focused very much on the environment. So you have a meteor that's about to hit your planet in 30 days. And you're supposed to... oh god, that looks disgusting. You're supposed to basically build something that stops the meteor without destroying the planet in the meantime. So it's interesting. I'm playing so many ecologically focused games right now. I might even cover Eco because it's such a fun little multiplayer game if you're into crafting and whatnot. Right, well, our Storm of Death seems to have abated. We have a toxic pool. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, that's nasty. I guess the drones are going to automatically try to remove that. Wow, did that kill? That hardcore wiped out our farm quality, our soil quality. I think I'm going to not do my big farm for a bit because I want to keep our forestation plants going as long as possible. The problem is that the seeds, we don't have enough seeds to go around yet. So we're going to have to keep waiting for seeds to come in. Do we have enough polymers right now? We are actually just shy of what we need for polymers. So I'm going to do one more trade run for polymer. You know what we're going to do? I never really do this. I need to get some damn seeds. They should be relatively cheap. They're kind of like food. We're going to get a massive shuttle full of seeds delivered. That should jumpstart us into getting all of these lovely forestation plants fixed up. Maybe just in time to get... Oh, did I already get it finished? I did. I did get adaptive vegetation done. Does that mean we can plant bushes? Not from there. Okay, from here. So, seeds required 0.2, harvest 0.2. So, in theory, we want to do this all over the place, right? You need a minimum of 20. Okay, so it's only going to plant bushes in certain areas that already have good quality soil. But these areas, I think, are in really good shape. So, in theory, we want to probably say no to nothing else. and just have these guys doing bushes for a bit. Because that should give us a never-ending... Oh, you son of a bitch. Seriously? Right on my commander, right on my damn shuttle hubs. Oh, what a bastard. And it's a bunch of electronics, too. Quite rude, I say. Quite rude. Where is the other... I have another forestation plant somewhere here hidden away. There it is. We're going to set this to bushes as well. That's so cool. I love this terraforming stuff. This is so neat. Alright, I better start seeing some bushes soon, or I'm going to be a grumpy human. What about up here? Aren't we growing? Oh god, is this all nasty? Oh, this is all lichen. So no grass has actually made it here yet. So in theory, I can switch over to grass and bushes, I think. How cool is that? So I think what happened here, somewhere along the way, I planted grass, and it kind of spread over all of the lichen area, right? Because the grass seeds have been blown over onto the lichen, and they've taken hold. Up here, though, we've never had any grass planted. So all of this, I think, is all lichen on the ground, which is so freaking cool. So I'm going to do... Actually, I should look at the soil quality. Yeah, you're good enough to get bushes here. So we're going to have some bushes planted down as well up here. I love it. I love it. It's so flippin' neat. Oh god, did my fuel all explode? Oh no. I think we lost our entire stockpile of fuel here. We had a lot of fuel stored up. How are you guys doing over here? Oh, you know what? We have a ton of fuel. That's fine. On that note, do I need to start researching the increased amount of shuttles that the shuttle hubs can house? I might throw that onto the list just to have it. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, which could be soon, I am Tobal. Thank you so much again. As always, I look forward to continuing our wonderful Surviving Mars Let's Play. I'm going to speed this up. We are going to start going with a daily Surviving Mars release. I want to go ahead and power on through it because I'm having a blast with it, but I need to get to some other Let's Plays. So look forward to more Surviving Mars content, hopefully with better decisions made by me.
Earth-sick colonies.